Here's the truth, and something we just have to be honest about. Your CIO does not understand your technology strategy. We act like CIOs are these tech wizards when 9 times out of 10, they can't even log into the systems that their teams build. How can you lead a strategy that you have no idea how to functionally execute? And that's the CIO paradox. So let's unpack this. And I think the reason why we need to talk about this, because we'll be less enchanted with this person who's supposed to be the deity of technology strategy and really understand what everyone's role is. The average age of a Fortune 500 C-suite executive is 59 years old. When they were entering the workforce in their 20s, the fax machine was a huge innovation. They were using these massive brick cell phones and pagers in their 30s when they probably got their first manager position. In their 40s, their Crackberry and Palm Pilot, if you know, you know, were cutting edge technology. In their 50s, cloud apps like Salesforce, Google were still very much unproven business strategies to them. And now we expect them to be cloud native architects leading AI first strategies. That leap is absolutely insane. The CIO, CTO, whatever you want to call it, in the organization, their job is not being the best coder in the room. It's advocating for the resources that their team needs to be successful. They have to translate the value of technology in business terms to a whole C-suite and board that are completely technology illiterate. They still think the cloud is in the sky, not because they're not smart, but because that's not how they were brought up in an organization and the amount of change we've experienced as an industry. Likely in their 30s and 40s, in the 90s, and in the early 2000s, these CIOs, CTOs were the most technical people in the room. But technology has evolved so fast. Their job is leading a workforce that can innovate, making sure they have the space, time, resources, and respect to do so. So now that we took a walk in somebody else's shoes, what should we expect from our CIOs, CTOs, technology leaders? Strategy alignment. A lot of you on here talk about how my executive team isn't aligned on what I'm doing. Well, that's because you have a shitty CIO. That is their number one job, to make sure that the work you're doing aligns with the business strategy of the organization. They should be your number one advocate for tech teams. They're your shield and your amplifier. They're protecting their very smart engineers from stupid politics in the organization, making sure that they have the necessary tools and resources to get shit done. They also should be bringing back the strategy of the organization to their tech teams and reverse translating the why we have to build this or why this is important to the organization for their technology teams. Coders and engineers need to know why they're building something or they can't build it correctly, especially if they're the only ones in the organization that know how to build it. Think of a CIO like a conductor of an orchestra. Are they actually playing the instrument? Do they know how to play every instrument? Probably not. But they're coordinating it so you can make music. It's a lot of leadership and a tiny bit of tech. And the sooner we come to realize that the CIO will never understand what you're building, the sooner we can get to things that actually matter. It's about them clearing the path so that you can do the work and making sure that they hold the rest of the organization accountable to supporting technology-based initiatives.